Welcome aboard to Rowan College of South Jersey for the first of a 5-game weekend in JUCO hoops action. It's the Mercer County Vikings and the Manor Blue Jays squaring off to open up this 5-game slate. 2 games tonight, 3 games tomorrow, 4 of them a part of the annual Roadrunner Classic. As we'll get ready for the national anthem in just a moment, but Mercer coming into this one 0-8. Okay, well, we heard the national anthem, and now we get to talk a little bit more about these two teams. Mercer coming into the game 0-8 as an NJCAA Region 19 Division II member. The Division II doesn't nearly have as many members as Division III, but with a legendary head coach like Howard Levy and the Hawaiian shirt there, you'd be surprised at the struggles that Mercer has gone through this season. He was a 4-year center at Princeton in the 80s. Averaged 9 points a game for the Princeton Tigers. And, well, now he's been at Mercer County since 2008. This is his 15th season with the Vikings. And, well, this is one of the rare seasons where he just hasn't found his footing. But to be fair, the Division II gauntlet is a strong one. You've got Raritan Valley at 7-0, Morris County at 7-3, and several other teams over the 500 mark like Lackawanna in their last season of NJCAA membership. Harcum at 6-1, Del Tech at 4-5, and Middlesex at 4-4. Meanwhile, on the other side, Manor College, they're 4-2, 2-0 in USCAA play. They started off the season 4-1, but they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson on Thursday. They've won versus Penn State Lehigh Valley, Bucks County Community College, Williamson, and Valley Forge. And it should be noted in the first 2 games of the season, Manor scored over 100 points, 103 versus Lehigh Valley and 113 versus Bucks County Community College, the Centurons. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for both teams this evening. Remember, we have another game going on tonight, the Eastern Eagles and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners at approximately 7 o'clock, and then 3 games tomorrow. The starters for the Mercer County Vikings: Roman Frankla, Torin Green, Joel Idrovo, Cameron James, and Collingswood's own Tomas Money, a man that we covered several times on DWB back in his high school days. And then for the Manor Blue Jays, it's Bryson Wobu, Manny Roach, Deacon Linder, Tyrai Cooper, and Sheikh Dion. 3 of 5 starters from last year returning to today's contest as we get ready for the first of 5. As we mentioned, it's Manor and Mercer, followed up by Eastern and RCSJ. And then tomorrow is Mercer and RCSJ in women's basketball. That is a standalone game. And then we'll have the 3rd place game of this tournament, and then the championship game of this tournament at around 4 o'clock. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Maddox Marker on the production today as we have a wonderful battle. It is brisk outside. It was even snowing earlier today. But it's the Mercer Vikings looking for their first win of the year, and Manor looking to stay on their winning ways to get to a 5-2 record. Fans starting to file in on this Friday evening. Mercer on the left in their green jerseys, gold and white accents. Manor on the right with their white jerseys, blue accents. We're underway. That ball got tipped up. Was not handled cleanly, but the center, Roman Frankla, comes up with it, and now he dishes it out to the point guard, number 12, Torin Green. Right side, number 50, Tomas Money. Same number he wore at Collingswood. Money, top of the key, right side. Back to the top of the key for 24, Cameron James. Right side of the box, moving into the semicircle, 5 to shoot, brings it out. They're running out of time. They shoot from the semicircle, and good. Knocks it down, Joel Idrovo. And the first possession now for Manor, as they're going to move this one quickly. We remember this very well from last year's Roadrunner Classic with how quickly Manor moves the offense. And you're going to see that in full effect here tonight. It is a offense that will wear you down and shred you to pieces if you don't know what you're doing, as that one is high off the glass, no good. Shot by the forward, Bryson Wobu. Right side, carried now with big man 3. Off the mark. Attempted by Frankla. They were able to dish in the offensive rebound and able to keep that one alive. Now Frankla almost had another 3-point attempt. Now fires it outside. Corner 3. Money off the mark. Lost the bet that time as it's still 2-0. Only one basket in the first minute 15 of play. Just to the left of the top of the key. That one is turned over, ripped away by Cameron James. And now here is a breakaway. Right-hand lay and good. Torrin Green. Green makes it 4-0 Mercer. So Mercer 4, Manor 0 with now 2 baskets by the Vikings in succession. Top of the key, left side. For number 4, Manny Roach. Outside, back to Nwobu. Nwobu stops at the top of the key. They've got 5 to shoot. They're running out of time. Fires it right side. They'll get it blocked away. It looked like it got hit by Mercer that time. Manor will hang on to the possession, and the shot clock was reset, but it should still be at 20 seconds. Or still should be at 2 seconds, rather. Shot clock has been reset to 2. This will be inbounded by Dion. Dion will take it again. He's got 2 to shoot. Moves inside. Catch, shoot on a spin around. Shot was just a little bit long that time. Ooh, close to a walk that time. Kind of stumbled in Roman Frankla. Outside, that ball gets swiped away, and Manor's going to have their first basket on a right-hand lay. Taken by Manny Roach, and they cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. Top of the key, left side. At the top of the key, feeds it out to the right side on the right wing for Joel Idrovo. Still moving around that semicircle. Ball gets kind of punched away. I think he just kind of lost control of it. Now at the seat of his pants, fires a ball inside, and the 1-2 punch is still no good as Idrovo misses the shot that time. 4 points for Mercer, 1 from James, and 1 from Frankla. Another turnover. Idrovo has it, taking his time now. Fires left side. Money. Now moving inside to Torrin Green. Green rolling around the outside wing. Sends this one deep. Moving around the world here, left to right, back at the top of the key. 15 to shoot, and that one is going to be good on the lay, on the left hand by Torrin Green. He's up to 4 points. Back at the volleyball line for Linder. Back to Nwobu, right side for Dion. 3. Good. Drained it to make it a 1-point game. Manny Roach. And I thought we had a timeout call, but we did not. Oh, they have to fix the net. That's the issue here. So Roach picks up his first points of the night. It should be noted, Manor only has 8 players listed on their roster. Isan Boya, Taji Stewart, and Nasir Cook are the only other players not on the floor for the Manor Blue Jays right now. Almost a catch and shoot, but out to the left side now. Big man, front iron, an aggressive brick that time. Interesting approach there from Mercer. He's a big man that's attempted a couple of threes. Obviously, I was here last year. Rich Roccabaldo, the sophomore for RCSJ, he was another big man, 6'5" at a Washington Township, who did attempt and did make a lot of threes. As that one is good. Roach has 5 points, and Manor takes the lead at 7-6. Just outside the box, takes it himself, off the mark that time. And after Mercer was up 4-0, it's now a 7-6 game as Manny Roach attempts 5 points, and we've got our first foul. It comes 5 minutes in as Nwobu gets tagged. A lot of high numbers on this Mercer team. A 50, a 55. Lower on the roster is Devin Riddick, a 35. And remember, in the NCAA, I'm not sure if the rule has been adapted, because I have seen some players in the NJCAA wear higher numbers. But the general rule of thumb is that you can only wear numbers 0 through 5. So you can't wear a 56 or a 57, but you can wear a 50. And you can't even wear any single-digit numbers that are higher than that. 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way through 16, 17, 26, 27, and you get the point. But from my understanding, the rule was because officials needed to signal who had committed the foul based off of, putting up their fingers. So if number 24 commits a foul, you put up 2 fingers on one hand, 3 fingers on the other. They've got 4 to shoot, and a nice little dump off that time by Joely Drovo. Kind of a flailing shot, definitely not the cleanest, but he's able to tie the game and get his first basket of the night. 3 in transition and good. Manny Roach, 8 points out of Manor's 11. Off the glass and in. Basket by number 22, Amari Wheeler. As Mercer already digging into their bag of tricks on the bench. Eight points for Roach, 3 for Nwobu. Roach has it back beyond the volleyball line now, right side. Dion moving in heavy traffic. Ball gets turned over on the bounce pass. Right side, inside, and he got hit hard, and he took a hard hit on the floor that time for Wheeler. Oh, that's tough. He's going to get help from his teammates here, but he definitely was a little bit shaken up. We're going to have 2 shots here by Wheeler. Or check that by number 12, Torrin Green. 1 foul on each side here in the first 6 minutes, and that shot's good. Tied it up at 11 apiece. Second shot, front iron. Half the team was waiting for him on the other end, as this is what Manor does. They are going to wear you out on that offensive side. A lot of these players are built and conditioned to be players like this. I mean, we mentioned first game of the year, first 2 games of the year versus Penn State, Lehigh Valley, and Bucks County. They scored over 100 points. That one is blocked. Refs say it's clean. And now it'll be Green on the left side. Right wing. 2 bigs on the floor for Mercer, Riddick and Frankla. Top of the key, Green moving inside, gets a clear lane and burns past both Manor defenders. Kind of beating them at their own game, but Torrin Green now has 7 points. And it is 13-11. Right side for Roach. Dion turns it over. Green fumbling with it again. Unable to hang on to a clear possession, and Manor is able to come up with this one. They move through the middle, right through the lane. Roach, right side for a wide open 3. Manny Roach, 11 points for the guard. I mean, that was just a great play there. It's not how they drew it up, but when the ball came out, Manor had a wide open spot as now a couple of players take a tumble. And remember, with Manor only having 8 players, there are going to be long shifts for these Manor players. 2 20-minute halves, 40 minutes total of game time. You're going to be on the floor for probably 30, 35 minutes of them. And at least 2 of your starters have to be on the floor at the same time, unless you want to start subbing in some assistant coaches. But Mercer definitely is a lot fuller of a bench. I can see at least 10 players on the bench for the Vikings, led by 15th-year head coach Howard Levy. Inside the paint, pull-up shot didn't go. 14-13, Mercer leads by 1. They led by as much as 5 earlier in the half, as that's a 3 knocked down by Drovo. He's up to 5 points. And it's 16-14. Mercer now retakes the lead. 4 lead changes in the first 8 minutes of this game. Pulling up, 3, off the mark by Dion. Scramble for it. Idrovo picks it up, shovels with the underhand to Drew Parrish. Top of the key, Riddick moves in, bounce pass goes awry. Manor might have gotten a touch on that one. (16-14). Mercer has scored with 3 players so far. Now moving in. And Wobu to Cooper. To Dion. Around the world. Right wing 3 is good. Manny Roach, how about it? He has made 3 triples so far, and he's now up to 14 points. And Wobu has 3. Roach has 4. Moving around the world again, Tomas Money, the Collingswood grad, couldn't get anything that time. Right side, out to the far corner. This time this 3 doesn't go. Mercer almost had their foot on the line. That was a close call. And now Mercer's going to continue to move with quick pace up the floor. Riddick avoids a steal as he's able to grip that ball tightly. Right side, corner of the volleyball line. That one is a deep pass. How about this? 6 to shoot. Moving all around the floor, using all of it to their advantage, and Riddick scores. Mercer takes the lead again. I mean, this is going to be a very tough first-round game. Next game after this one will be Eastern JV and RCSJ. Now moving in again. A tough contested shot, and Wobu couldn't get it. Now double coverage as Manor is absolutely shredding Mercer, and Mercer is going to have to be forced to call a timeout. So Manor goes with the full court press that they have been known for in the USCAA, and with 10:23 to play in the first half, it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Unfortunately, we don't have the new commercial for you yet, but Harper Driving School is New Jersey's premier driving school with over 23,000 students enrolled over the last 25 years, and over 90% of students who take their New Jersey driving test on their first attempt pass on the first try. Book an appointment at 614 Lambs Road in Pittman. Mercer calling their first time out of the day. Honestly, a very calm first half. I mean, calm in the sense that we've only had 1 foul on each team. 1 on Mercer, 1 on Manor. And this 30-second timeout is going to go a little bit past the welcome of Howard Levy. Howard Levy, he was a 6'9" center at Princeton from 1985 to 1989. He was also an assistant for Princeton in the 90s and 2000s and has been the head coach of the Mercer program since 2008. Howard Levy standing out there as his players broke from the timeout. I'm not exactly sure what the issue was, but Idrovo will inbound this for Mercer. Over to number 3, Drew Parrish. Top of the key. Moving inside for Shy Berry, number 10. Berry with a fruitful pass. Moving in with 9 to shoot. Another flailing effort that doesn't go. Mercer retains a 1-point lead. Roach, 14 points. Dion, underhand flip to Roach. Fires it for a lob inside. And Wobu in traffic. Ball gets stripped away from him cleanly. No contact there. A behind-the-back move. Now moving inside, right wing. How about this for a fake? Pull up. No good. I like the effort from Joel Idrovo that time. Just could not get the basket. But it was good effort. This is going to be an offensive foul charged against number 5 in Deacon Linder. So Manor picks up their second, but with 9:30 to play in the first half, it's unlikely that either team is going to get a bonus in this first half. It might get a little bit more frisky in the second half, but right now, Manor's almost forcing the issue now that they're enacting the full court press. They're telling Mercer to go. Bounce pass, turned over. It's Roach who picks it up. The do-it-all man for Manor. Flipped inside. Oh, he touched the rim. He touched the basket, but they do not call anything. It's the basket good by, I believe that was number 2. That was Boya who made the basket. Again, only 3 players for Manor have scored. Roach with 14. That ball skips up and over the bench. And after Linder gets a quick break, they'll sub out Roach. Now, this is going to be where it's interesting for Manor, and specifically for the Mercer defense, because you've got 19 points on the board, and Manny Roach has scored 14 of them. When you have a team that's that dominated by one player, the defense is going to have to breathe a little bit differently when you don't have your star player on the floor. And maybe he's not a star in every game, but he is somebody who has been the number 1 man for Manor this evening. 19-18, waiting for a sub to come in. Checking out will be number 10, Shai Berry. Checking in will be Johnny Hammock, number 4. Moving out, that ball gets stripped away, but now able to come up with it and gets the right hand, Cameron James. 20-19, Mercer leads by 1. Back moving towards the top of the key, pulling up this time. Moving out, left side, another 3. Bang, he got it. Boya for 5. And now moving out quickly, here comes Adrovo again, trying to beat Manor at their own game. Moving in, Money gets the ball taken away from him. That ball came out, but the last touch was by Manor. Mercer retains possession. 7:54 to play in the first half. Oh, kind of slipped up that time. Adrovo, 3, rolls over the rim. Rebound by number 30. Nasir Cook. Ball quickly came away that time. Open lane. Fouled on the right hand, and he got it. Nasir Cook has a chance for a 3-point play. And now extends Manor's lead to 4. I really like that time. And first of all, Franklin now checking in. Every foul matters in a game that does not have this much contact. And now you've got the 8th man on the roster for Manor coming out, getting that 3-point play to go. And now it's 25-20. Biggest lead Manor has had tonight with 7:30 to play in the half. Look at this. Coming in with a freight train style move that time. It is Green. Green leads Mercer scoring with 9. And it goes back to a 1-possession game. Top of the key. Left side. Goes for the lob. Second chance with Cook. They're unable to finish the job. And now it goes back to number 4, Hammock. Hammock looking to lay one down on the right wing. Back to the top of the key. Pretty deep out there. Moving inside the 3-point arc. Now backpedaling out of the 3-point arc. That one was too long. And an aggressive rebound by Bryson Wobu. Oh, that's a walk. There are not many plays that have that clear of a violation as that one. .6:49 to play in the first half. This will be inbounded by number 35, Devin Riddick. And a foul and 1. Riddick laid down the law that time. He was the one inbounding, and then 5 seconds later, he's the one at the basket looking for a 3-point play. This 3-throw could tie the game at 25 apiece. But Mercer has done a fantastic job of laying down this aggressive Manor offense. We saw it versus, I believe it was Ocean County last year, in the Roadrunner Classic. And you can see now Mercer, again, playing Manor at their own game. They're doubling up. They are pressing more strongly than we've seen from anybody tonight, as that one is wide. Frankla with the rebound. Frankla to Green on the left wing, guarded by Roach, who's back in the game. He had 14 points. Took a brief break on the bench, but Manor was still able to score without him thanks to Cook, or check that, thanks to Cook and Boya off the bench. Frankla in trouble, gets out of it, brings it out to the Manor bench. On the near side, Green now setting a play on top of the Roadrunner logo, sending Riddick out. Now he's got 8 to shoot. Stops on a dime. Riddick now moves in. He gets fouled off the glass. No good, and he'll get a chance to shoot 2 more. Well, Riddick came off the bench a little bit earlier in the half, and he was kind of as that accompanying big that to Frankla. And, you know, what Roman Frankla was not able to do, Devin Riddick was able to do pretty easily, get that basket, was able to set up a 3-point play, and the shot didn't go. Now he's got a chance to tie and even take the lead if he makes both. Shot's no good. Mercer, as we mentioned, in the bottom of the table of NJCAA Division II. But we mentioned there's a lot of powerhouses up there. Morris, Raritan Valley at 7-0. Harcum at 6-1. So it is a tough world, but despite them playing 0-8, they have only played 3 Region 19 games. They lost on the opening night to Chesapeake College. Lost to Howard 75-55. Then they lost to a Baltimore County Dundalk, as that shot is an air ball that goes out of bounds. They lost to Cecil 71-69, 71-66 to Frederick. And versus a Middlesex team most recently in November that put up, it was 71-70. 71 seems like the magic number for Mercer. 3 of their 4 games in November, or I should say 3 out of 6 games in November, ended with the winning team scoring 71 points. No more, no less. But that's just me talking nerdy nonsense with those stats. By the way, Riddick made 1 for 2 from the line. As you can tell, the game is tied, but now Mercer gives up the lead once again. Basket good by 2, or by Cook for 2, excuse me. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Out to the top of the key. Frankla fires it. Mercer getting somebody ready to check in under the basket. That's a foul, and it rattles in for an and 1 for Green. Well, I had a feeling the fouls were going to ramp up a little bit more, and now that's 5 against the Blue Jays. And we'll now have Green at the line. He'll look to be the first Mercer player to reach double digits, and you'll see here, you can see how many of those players, 2 on each, 2 for Manor, 3 for Mercer, have now gone back to the other side of the court. Green gets his 3-point play done. He's at 10 points. Mercer now takes a 1-point lead. I mean, this game has been really close. Here comes Manny Roach for his 4th triple. Couldn't get it. High off the glass. And a foul. As getting sent to the ground was Dion, and in the middle of it was Cameron James. This foul will be assessed against James. It's his first, team's 3rd. But still relatively low. I mean, Manor is still 2 below the threshold. This one goes back out, right side. Fading over the middle. Inside the semicircle, spinning around to the left, fading away. Good, a low arcing shot by Nwobu. He's up to 5 points. Only 2 of Manor's 5 starters have scored. Nwobu with 5, Roach with 14. Blue Jays lead 29-28, but not for long. The back and forth battle continues as Torrin Green up to 12 points. Dion, right side. It's Cooper. Ball gets swiped away. Frankla has it. Now a double steal. Moving out, Dion, open right wing. 3 is good. Shake Dion, shakes it up. Man down on the Manor side. He ran into the bench. And now he's got to get up under his own power. Mercer's running 5-on-4 here. It's like we're back in ice hockey. It's a power play. Now he's checking on Linder. Or check that. That is Manny Roach, who got shaken up. But now he's still in the play. And now we're more or less back to equal strength. That ball comes out. Here comes another breakaway. Ball got blocked. Mercer gets it back again. And now right-sided in. How about that for unconventional wisdom? Shot is good as Cameron James picks up that one. He's at 8 points. Manor calls a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. 3:06 left in the first half. It's all tied at 32. Welcome back to Rowan College of South Jersey here in Sewell, New Jersey. It's our first of 5 games this weekend. It's the Mercer Vikings and the Manor Blue Jays in our first. Then we wrap up tonight's action with the Eastern Eagles and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners at around 7 o'clock. Right side for Dion with the game tied at 32. Manny Roach almost pulled up from that one. He's got 14 points. I wouldn't blame him if he did let it fly, but Mercer again guarding very closely. Left side, right across the way. Dion moves in, across the baseline, moves coast to coast, sends a man down. And now fading up, 3 to shoot. Ball rattles out. No violation. We keep the play alive. Bit of a stutter step that time. Rebounded by Manor. A lot of missed shots here in this possession, here in this stretch. 2:20 to play in the first half. With this game tied up at 32, no team has had a lead more than 5 points. Low, arcing 3, misses the station. And after debating where he was going to go, look out. I got to say, for Manny Roach, he's been on the floor a lot, but he's been touching the bench. Ran into the bench a few minutes ago, now has to hop over a chair. It's interesting stuff. Moving in, how about this for a wide open Torrin Green, 14 points. And the Vikings have the lead. It's 34-32. Linder, right side for Roach. 3 triples for the sophomore guard rather. Here's Shake Dion. Shake and, well, miss. We'll have to wait until after the basket goes in next time. 2-point lead, Mercer. Nice spin. Fire. Joel with a triple. Idrovo with 10 points. The Joel of Mercer looking a lot like the Joel of Philadelphia. And it's 36-32. Mercer leads by 4. He's now up to double digits here with his second triple. Dion back at the volleyball line. Manor taking their time. A little bit of an oxymoron for them as that ball's going to get kicked by Shake Dion, and it is out of play. 1 minute, 3 seconds to play in the first half. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins. Maddox Markers joining me on the production for both of these games. You're watching coverage of a crossover of NJCAA and USCAA junior college basketball on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From the box, no good. The left corner didn't get anything there. This one is back to number 3 over at the top of the key. Drew Parrish was in on that one. It's back to Idrovo. Spinning around, creating some space. Now moves in. Foul. Basket didn't go. It did rattle out. Nasir Cook will get called for the foul on the shot by Cameron James. It'll be the second foul called against Cook. As we mentioned, Manor only has 8 players on their roster, so got to have 2 starters in at least at one point as James misses. Looking to make his second. 1 for 2. James with 8. Frankla and Money still have not scored out of the starting lineup for the Vikings. Howard Levy stands on the sideline. Dion, way out there for Roach. He's nodding. He's got 17 seconds left. We've got a 7-second separation. Roach, right side, moving in for Linder. Now it's Dion, corner 3, off the side. Shot clock erased, and that ball's punched up in the air by Frankla. One last possession, 3 seconds. Corner 3, loses it, running out of time, won't have time to get one off. And Mercer will go into the halftime break with a 5-point lead, 37-32, as a masterful performance there to get back in the lead. As well, Mercer's been scoring a little bit by the pound, while Manor has been very top-heavy in their performance by Manny Roach. We've got a 5-point lead. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Manor, I don't know why they were confused about where they were on the bench, but we'll take a break. 37-32, Vikings lead over the Blue Jays.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Second half ready to go here in RCSJ Gloucester, the home of the Roadrunners. The Roadrunners are next up. They were sitting in the bleachers for the first half, but now they've gone back to the locker room. John Bird is out there, though, as we begin the second half with a 5-point lead for Mercer. Mercer running a lot of Princeton offense. Not much of a surprise considering where Howard Levy comes from, the 4-year, 6'9" starting center for Princeton, as this one is up. And he's going to get called for a foul here. They're going to say there was contact. I'm not sure if I agree with that one. That was a tough call. But Torrin Green, who leads the scoring for Mercer, will go to the charity stripe. 37-32. This game ended, or this half ended with a 5-0 run by Mercer. As again, we had our first foul of the half rather quickly. Took us 5 minutes for our first foul in the first, but you know, in the discussions that we had, it might be a case of the ref swallowing the whistle a little bit more with this first game. Moving along a little bit quicker. We did start a couple minutes behind with Manor and Mercer getting caught in traffic, at least from what we heard, getting to the venue, as this one's a pull-up 3. That's off the mark. Manny Roach leads the Manor scoring with 14. Torrin Green leads the Mercer scoring also with 14. Or at least now he has 15 because he made his second free throw. Idrovo with a bounce pass. Back out to Idrovo. Moving inside, in the lane, feeds it out. Open look, 3, good! Cameron James knocks it down with nobody in his area code. And it's 41-32 as Mercer starting to pull away. That shot rattles in. Fired it off the glass and good, or no good, rather. By the way, Linder did pick up his first basket on that last play. Oh, okay. Double clutch. Kind of hesitated on the shot there. Scramble. No jump ball. Still rolling. Roach inside. Left hand. Foul and one. Roach picks up another one as he's able to get it through and cut the lead down to 5. Eastern University is here in the gray hoodies on the far side. If that shot is good. 3-point play for Manny Roach as he's looking to exterminate this lead, 41-37. After holding the ball over his head, Idrovo now passes it inside to James. Double coverage and the ball gets tipped away. Here comes the Blue Jays again. Linder gets blocked beneath the basket, and Nwobu had the last touch. They do say Mercer ball. That's the right call. Admittedly, I think that Nwobu definitely got his hand on it that time, and Mercer's just going to have to try to find a way to play cleaner offense because they had a 9-point lead just a few minutes ago, and now Manor's taking it away. Here comes a pull-up 3 off the mark. Front iron for Roach. He would have had 20 points if that shot went. Now Mercer back in transition. Fast-paced offense, and shot good, James. Cameron James up to 11 points. Dion, right wing, passes it to the center. And for the guard, in Nwobu. Back over to Cooper. Cooper loses it. Picks it up with a wide stance. Back to Nwobu. Double coverage. They say it's a clean block or a clean miss. No contact there. Catch and shoot. 3 in the corner for Idrovo. And timeout? No timeout. That's just another issue with the basket. And oh, how about this? No better man to get it than the 6'9" head coach and former Princeton center Howard Levy. He's all smiles. I mean, Howard Levy is taller than pretty much all of the players on the roster. So instead of risking one of his guys getting hurt going up there, how about I take care of that myself? 46-37. Dion. Bounce pass. Catch and shoot. 3 by Lindner. And it's a 6-point game, 46-40. Now out to the right side, Idrovo back at it again, moving inside of the baseline, and good. Idrovo up to 15 points. And it's an 8-point game, 48-40. Still moving coast to coast here with Roach and Cooper. Roach making Mercer miss a handful of times. He gets it back, catch and shoot with 10 to shoot, and he's got it. Roach, 5 triples on the night. He's up to 20 points. And Manor brings it back to a 5-point game, 48-43. He was having a lot of trouble with that one and unable to keep that possession for Parrish. Another quick possession. Back out to Dion. Dion working through 2 lanes of traffic, and wow, getting pile driven to the ground by Frankla that time. He'll get charged with another foul. First foul against Frankla. Frankla out of Ashkelon, Israel. The 6'3" forward freshman out of the Municipal A Comprehensive School. That shot is no good. A handful of South and Central Jersey players on this Mercer roster. Torrin Green comes out of Paul Six, the sophomore. Johnny Hammock comes out of Thrive Charter, the reigning Group 1 state champions. And Joel Idrovo comes out of Hamilton in Mercer County. Cameron James out of Ewing. Noah Johansson out of Lawrence. Jacob McCollum out of West Tech. And Tomas Money, as we mentioned, out of Collingswood. We covered Tomas Money when we covered Collingswood back in 2023, as here comes Green again. Forces Manor out of room and out of air. Has another good basket that time, 52-44. Right side. Now under 15 minutes to play in the half. 5 minutes down already. Letting that shot clock wind down. 8-point deficit for the Blue Jays. Catch and shoot. Manny Roach. That's what he does. Manny Roach now with 23 points. Basket good by James. Green stepped out. Passes it to Frankla. Another 3. James off the mark. You blink and you miss it. It's now back to a 3-point game. 5-0 run. Could this be an 8-0 run? No. Off the rim and up off the glass. Handful of changes. Parrish out for Mercer. 52-49. Vikings lead, looking for their first win of the season. Mercer at 0-8, just a couple of years removed from a 20-win campaign under Levy in 2022. But again, in a very competition-heavy NJCAA Division II. And another putback. The entire Mercer bench standing for their teammate, Riddick, who's now up to 5 points on an aggressive putback. Here comes Roach again. Oh, man. Rebound by Frankla. I mean, Manny Roach, 6 triples, 23 points. Kid's just doing a lot on the court tonight for the Blue Jays. Looking to go to 5-2 for this high-scoring Manor offense that has been a little bit muted in their scoring abilities. Back to the top of the key. And Wobu with a little floater, too long. Frankla moving rather slowly as he gets it over to number 10 in Shy Berry. 3, Drovo. Back to an 8-point game. 18 points for Adrovo. That ball gets knocked out. Here comes Frankla again. Bounce pass. Green foul and one. He made contact with the top of his head. And it's a 10-point lead as now Green will try to go for a 3-point play. Timeout by, it looks like the Vikings. It will be a full timeout. We'll take a break. It's the largest lead of the day for either team. It's the Vikings 59 and the Blue Jays 49 right after this. Back from our CSJ Gloucester, it's 59 for Mercer, 49 for Manor. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Gray Fox Sports. Top of the line sports photography right in your backyard. Visit grayfoxsports.net for booking or Gray Fox Sports on Instagram. Some great content there. It will be Torrin Green who will take some foul shots, or he'll take one foul shot. He'll look for the 3-point play. And, well, it's festive time of year. Our public address announcer, Daryl Badley Jr., has been playing some, like, hip-hop Christmas music today over the loudspeakers. Green was able to make the basket. But, as well, they've been serving us, the staff, some meatballs and rolls. Big thanks to Brian Rowan and the RCSJ catering crew for getting that one done. That's a good deflection to get that one out of trouble for Cooper. Now back to Linder. Cooper on the right side. Moves in. Dion. Catch and shoot. Air ball. And Wobu picks it up. It is swiped by Mercer. And they do say that Money had the last touch, so it will be Manor ball. Passed up. Ball got tipped. Ref wanted Manor wanted a foul because he kind of got shoved into there. We were talking about the meatballs. That is in honor of former head coach for the Roadrunners in 1994, national championship coach and NJCAA Hall of Famer Steve Solomoni, who passed away in the last few years. Basket good by Berry. Manor is finally starting to get some wings beneath them as they look for their first win of the season. 3, off the mark. They are finally getting to Roach. Another 3. Dion. One was wide right, another was wide left. Linder gets blocked. 0 for 3. And Mercer takes over with a 13-point lead. Back over to Green. A great run by the Vikings. Riddick inside. Sends a man down. It is a blocking foul, and Riddick will go to the line. I like that there. That's a little bit 50-50, but I don't think Riddick lowered the shoulder. I don't think anything was evident to me that he would have had a charge called. (62-49). So no foul shots for Riddick because they did not call it a shooting foul. They did call it a blocking foul. 2-on-1. Here's an open shot. Open look for Berry. Berry making a couple men miss. Back over. 3. Riddick. No good. You can see the other big men on the bench are standing to support their fellow forward. Oh, more contact there. Roach. And it will be called a blocking foul. Mercer tried to draw the charge, but instead they end up taking a bite out of that one. Riddick checks out. Back in is the starter, Cameron James. Shake Dion feeds it to Linder. Now it's back to Roach. Ball is loose. Picking it up is Cook. Right hand too long. Off the glass. Offensive rebound as Mercer started to go the other way too quickly. The ball comes out again. Here's Cook lying on his back. And now it is a travel called against Manor. And in the midst of an already tough situation as Mercer is on a 10-0 run here in the second half, that travel already makes things worse. Left side, Money, top of the key. James, just outside the semicircle for Idrovo. Idrovo moves in, basket good. A 15-point lead for Mercer. As we mentioned, like a broken record, it's the largest lead anyone has had tonight. Cook, outer semicircle, no good. Mercer gets the rebound, but Manor is in one of those situations where they know that, you could tell that time that he knew it. Green knew it. Just took a big galloping step, and it gets called for a travel. But my point is that there are situations where teams know that a game is slipping from them. This was only a 5-point lead when we went into halftime. Mercer was up by 5. And now it's a 15-point lead, and you really don't know what to do with yourself. With one timeout in the midst of this run, I think Manor would suit themselves better to use another timeout. Roach a little bit slow to get up. He took a hard fall on his back. 3-point is no good. Manor still down a man with Roach sitting. Foul is called, but he is clutching his right hand, and Manny Roach, he's actually clutching his left arm. He is down on a knee. He was not on that side of the floor for that possession, but the foul gets called, and Money will have some chances for his first points. The Collingswood grad, being an Audubon grad myself, he was a mainstay to watch in the Colonial Conference during his time in Collingswood. And, of course, Steve Hand being the head coach there now. Just a great player to watch. (64-49). Money does make one of two. As the starting guard gets his first points. 65-49. Linder. Rather, Cooper to Linder. Linder to Cooper. Back to Cooper on the left wing. 3. Off the rim, and it shot up. Oh, look out. He almost put his head right in the bleachers that time. That was close. Avoided a tough situation there. Foul is called against 32. Or who did they call it against? Not sure who they got it against, but we have 5 fouls against Manor, 4 against the Vikings, and now we've got another foul. Referee's being a little bit more stringent with the whistle. So now 5 on each side. We're 2 away from getting the bonus. Frankla will check in for the Vikings. They send Money to the bench, so again trying to one-up them right now with what's more or less a 3-guard, 2-forward lineup. Because Mercer had been running mostly 4 guards for a while. That ball tipped off the hand of Cook and out of play. Checking in is Roach. Who do they have on the floor here? They got to get Roach in. Roach wasn't sure who to sub for. He does sub for Dion. 8:30 to play in the second half. Frankla sends a man down, still misses. He's still looking for his first points tonight. Right side. Ball got fielded cleanly. Cooper. Ball gets bounced up, bobbled around. Spinning around, 360. Moves back in the other direction. Ball got deflected up again. Mercer egging him on with the tough defense. Open shot. 3. 30-second timeout called by Manor. And, well, I would have liked to see one called a little bit earlier, in my opinion. But the 3 is good from number 2, Boya. He's up to 8 points. We'll take a quick break. It's the Vikings 65 and the Blue Jays 32. Short timeout break. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators. Dog Pro Wrestling is New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for information on future bookings and to book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event, including corporate outings, birthday parties, private events, fundraisers, especially fundraisers. Those are what those folks are looking for over there. Lawrence is a great gentleman. And this was a 30-second timeout, not the first time Mercer has been using a little bit extra time. Referee goes over to talk to the bench. Howard Levy talking to the coach, to the referee there. I think from what I could tell, there was confusion about the fact that it was a 30-second timeout, not a full. 8 minutes to play in the second half. Manor now looking to get in desperation mode as he sends a man to the ground. Ball is up. How about this? Couldn't get the ball out again. Here comes another one flying in. Somehow stays in bounds. How in the world is this happening? Manny Roach gets blocked. Strips the ball away again. He's got 10 seconds to shoot. Moving around the left side. Now they'll slow it down again. It's back to Boya. Now moving along the lane. 3. No good with 2 to shoot. Gets one back. Shot clock resets. Another man down. No, oh my goodness. Possession still stays alive. Moving in. Boya. Foul and 1. One of the craziest possessions you will see ends in a 3-point play. As Linder, with an improbable basket, Manor, as we mentioned, went into desperation mode. Down by 13, the command from the boss must have been to do what you can to get as many points back on the board, get everything back. And they end up securing it as Leo Mahan, the men's basketball head coach since September 2021, ends up getting the right command, if you will. Both teams at 6 fouls. Frankla back out to Idrovo. And Mercer calls a timeout. A full. And Idrovo now up to 21 points. The shooter from Mercer County has been serving his home county well. As it's 68-55, we'll take another break. 7:06 to play in the second half. 7 minutes to play at Rowan College of South Jersey, Gloucester. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Maddox Marker on the production today. We've got another game later tonight. It's the Eastern Eagles and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. In the nightcap of tonight's twin bill, and then a triple header tomorrow. Mercer County plays RCSJ in women's basketball in a standalone at 12 noon. That will be followed up by the third place game, the loser of the first two. And then the winner of the first two play in the championship game at 4 o'clock. Oh, how about this? Wow. That looked like a block from another dimension by Frankla. But Roman Frankla ends up getting tagged for a foul. And it puts Mercer over the bonus. So we'll have 1-1 from here on out, or until they get to 10 fouls. (68-56). Now Adrovo, who leads both teams in scoring, brings this one up. Frankla, his fourth three-point attempt of the night. He's 0 for 4. How about this? Coming in hard, and he picks up a foul. So now that brings Mercer up to 8 fouls, as they have been racking them up pretty well here in this second half with 6:40 to play. And Howard Levy was telling his guys, hey, it's too fast. And I honestly think that Manor, same head coach from last year, and Leo Mahan, but it should be noted that when you're talking about what these teams have to offer, Manor last year was dead set on the full court press. They did it almost every possession. Now they did it a lot more conservatively. They only did it when they needed to. Now they're doing it when they need to, when they are down by double digits with 6 minutes to play. Will it be enough? We'll have to see as we go down the stretch. That ball gets speared and intercepted by Cook. Feeds it to Roach. Roach, 23 points. Back out, near corner, guarded by Frankla. Shot's too long, air ball, foul. Shot is waved off for a foul. It is against Mercer, but the basket does not count. That's the fourth foul against Tomas Money, and, well, he's going to be quite in a bit of foul trouble, as it looks like they're going to get Torrin Green to come in for him. I'm not surprised there. I mean, Money doesn't have too many points tonight, and he's picked up 4 fouls. It's something as a head coach where, you like the player, you like his style of play, but sometimes you got to cut somebody loose when they're in a situation like that where it's just not helping them. First shot is good. Linder made his first and misses the second. Ball got punched out by Roman Frankla. Out of bounds, Mercer ball. We're back to a 10-point game. Oh, look at this. Look out. (68-58). 3. Roach. Smooth as butter. He's at 26 points. And now Riddick moves in like a bull in a china shop. He has been so good at that fast-paced transitional offense by the Vikings. Back over to Cooper. Roach again. A quick deflection. Cooper, double steps. That 3. Bricks off the front. Riddick, rebound. Spinning around as Green, as Manor looks to catch him off guard and take it away from him. But he leaves open a basket, and that is the issue with the full court press, is that if you cannot execute and you cannot leave those open lanes shut, then you're going to be in for a wild ride, because Manor, they got the full court press, but they didn't have anybody at the other end of the floor that could have possibly stopped Drew Parrish. Shot no good. Rebound Riddick. 8 points off the bench for the center. With Riddick, the center out of Franklin High School in Monmouth Junction. I believe they're in the, I want to say, the HCIAL. Under 5 minutes to play. Riddick, top of the key, brings it to Green. Coach tells him to look at the shot clock. They've got 4 to shoot. Riddick out to the corner. Nobody's looking at the shot clock, and they ran out of time. It's a shot clock violation and a lot of miscommunication there by the Vikings. Levy's still cracking a smile, though. He's got some confidence in his team, up by 11 points, 72-61. But as it stands, here comes Manor. Ball comes out. Roman Frankla comes on top of it. Ball gets swiped away from Parrish, and he's finally able to get a clean possession. Joel Adrovo, oh my goodness, in heavy traffic. Another lob inside. Oh, no. Oh, Roman Frankla. He just, that's rough. He hit, I think that was in Nwobu. He crashed into the pads. And what looked like originally just a big hit in transition leaves Nwobu shaken up. Excuse me, Lindner. Still just a rough shot that time from Roman Frankla. It is the 10th foul against Mercer. With 4:23 to play, Lindner at the line. Off the front of the iron on the first attempt. But if anything, you're just glad that Linder's okay and able to remain in this game, because Manor not having that deep of a bench, only 8 players dressed tonight. And down by 10 points, you cannot afford to lose somebody who has scored 9 points. Shot misses by Frankla. 72-62, steady 10-point lead. Highest lead Mercer had was 16, but if you watch back at a lot of the first half, it was like night and day. A lot of back and forth. Looked like this game was just going to be a battle of, who had the lead at the right time, because this game didn't look like anybody was going to break away. But indeed, Mercer did at a 10-0 run early in the second half, and the game hasn't been the same since then. Under 4 minutes to play. Manor still running a heavy offense, but I'll tell you, Torrin Green now running circles around this Manor defense, looking to shave as much time off the board as possible. 3:40 left in regulation. Eastern and RCSJ ready to go in the second game of tonight's doubleheader. And the first game of 5 this weekend. Ball gets turned over, but not cleanly, and we've got a foul. Looks like it's against Manor. That is the team 7th, so that does bring us to the bonus for the Vikings. Or check that for the... Either way, both teams have a bonus now. So I'm getting my words all scrambled up, but we've got a lot of basketball to call this weekend, so just like the players, you limit those mistakes as much as you can. Shot's no good on the first foul shot, the 1-and-1. Dion now into the semicircle for Cook, who knocks it down. Timeout called by the Blue Jays. Coach Mahon will talk it over with his crew. And with 3:16 to play, it's an 8-point game. Eastern waiting on the right. RCSJ waiting in the far tunnel. They're getting everybody talked over. Let's talk about our schedule next week for DWB. On Tuesday, we're back in action right here at the Roadrunner Gym with women's basketball between the Philadelphia Lions and the RCSJ Roadrunners at 5 o'clock. Standalone game for the women. And then back-to-back Gloucester Catholic ice hockey games this week. Pardon. 3:05 for both puck drops versus St. Peter's Prep on Tuesday the 10th and Bergen Catholic on Wednesday the 11th. And then we've got high school basketball to open up our 2025-26 campaign starting this weekend in Pennsgrove, or next weekend in Pennsgrove. 5 games on opening day. 72 Mercer, 64 for Manor. As moving along the baseline, how about Linder? Was able to spear that inbound pass directly, and now Dion finishes the job. And now Manor is really trying to give the business to the Vikings as they are trying to make a last-ditch effort to stay in this game. Mercer's going to have to get clock management on their side. Another foul. They are fouling super early here with 3 minutes left. The foul gets called against Cooper. It's his second, and we've now got 18 combined fouls in this half, 8 for the Blue Jays. And now we'll have 1 and 1 as it looks like it'll actually be number 3, Parrish, to go to the line and shoot 2, or shoot 1 and 1 rather. That shot is off the mark. Roach with 26. And it circles in. We talk about blink and you miss it when Mercer had a 10-point run in the second half. How about this? Manor putting themselves back in it. It's 72-68, 4-point game. Now Mercer is going to really have to stop with the clock management. They're going to have to put some points up because it's not over. Here comes Cook. Shot is short. Manor trying to barbarically rip the ball away. That ball gets tipped up. Here we go. It's Roach. 7 triples, 29 points. Cook inside, too long. Close rebound for Dion. And it will be Manor ball beneath their own basket. There have been some classic games here in the Roadrunner gym this year, and we've got another timeout, 2:10 to play. It's the Vikings 72 and the Blue Jays 68, a full timeout here in Gloucester County. Roadrunners getting ready to go. It's 72-68. They play the Eastern Eagles next. A full timeout was called. I believe Mercer called it. It's a 4-point game. Mercer led by as much as 16 earlier in the ball game. And Howard Levy was still back out there, not pleased with his players' communication. This will be an inbound in front of the Manor bench in the corner. Kind of an odd place to inbound, but that's where the ball went out of bounds. Here we go. Open shot from the charity stripe, and it rattles in after several victory laps for Dion. It's a two-point game, one-possession game. And now Mercer backs against the wall after having a 16-point lead not too long ago. Open 3, Roman Frankla, wide right. He's 0 for 5 on 3 points tonight. Here comes in Cook, and the game is tied. Lead erased, and the Blue Jays have flown their way back into fruition, 72 all. Now Mercer is putting themselves back in it. He wants a timeout called. Ball got stripped away, but the timeout did get called as Roman Frankla kind of froze up there. And he puts himself in a tough spot. 72-72. And with 1:36 left, this thing's getting interesting. Things are heating up in Gloucester County on a brisk Friday evening. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road, just off of Route 55. We mentioned we open up our high school basketball season with 5 games on Saturday, December 13th. Our first game will be between the West Deptford Eagles and the Cumberland Colts, and then the Winslow Eagles and the Deptford Spartans. Woodbury and Pennsgrove girls basketball follows at 2:30. Woodbury and Woodstown boys basketball follows at 4:30. Lindenwold and Pennsgrove boys basketball closes out the night at 6:30. So in the Red Devil Classic at Pennsgrove High School, there are 5 games, 4 on the boys' side. And 3 involving Salem County teams, Woodstown and Pennsgrove. Full timeout. Howard Levy still talking with his guys as Manor. It always seems like Manor's been ready to go for these timeouts. Mercer's been needing a little bit extra time, but Levy, at this point, I feel like he deserves the extra time because he has been needing to talk to his players about this communication. And again, you had a 16-point lead, and now that's gone. How else do you rectify that? How else do you justify what has happened on the floor tonight? This is going to be a tough last 90 seconds. As this one goes, Parrish, what a pass! And wow, that shot was almost too long. And now they're just burning up all their timeouts at this point. They are just wearing everybody down as Mercer calls their 3rd timeout in a row. It's a 30-second timeout. As Green was able to get the basket on a beautiful power pass from Drew Parrish. We'll stay right here, considering it is a 30-second timeout. So what's the deal for Mercer here? 74-72, 16-point lead. And Mercer now leads by 2 after the basket by Green. He's at 21 points. Idrovo also with 21. Minute 22. Foul and 2 baskets, 2 throws. The foul is against Idrovo. He's at his 2nd. And well, Sheikh Dion, 7 points. Now a chance to maybe tie this game back up. Again, Eastern and RCSJ waiting in the wings. We would imagine if this game ends in regulation that we would start right around 7 o'clock with about 20-ish minutes of warm-up time. Dion made his first, and he makes his second. We are back tied with a minute and 15 to play. Mercer driving on the right side, stepped over the midcourt line. Another handful of possessions going back and forth. It's back to Green. Green taking his time. Tie game. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 1 minute in regulation with these two teams leveled at 74 apiece, but a foul is called. The foul is called against the Blue Jays, and the Vikings will shoot 2. It is a shooting foul. And Torrin Green, the local kid, at least to us, not to Mercer County, but out of Paul Sixth High School, the sophomore guard, first shot was good. Second shot is good. Green, 23 points. Under a minute. Moving to the inside. Clean block against Linder. They're going to say he stepped out. They're going to say he stepped out. Well, I mean, he did. That's just a fact of the case, but I think Linder was thinking that he got fouled. But the ref wasn't having any of it. Here come the Vikings. Green to Money. Money himself is sitting on 4 fouls, but he's on the offense now. Double guard. 30 seconds left. 12-second clock separation and a foul as Dion comes in and stops it at 28.5. 76-74. 2-point lead for the Vikings. Cameron James, 13 points. No good. No matter what happens here, this still remains a one-possession game. And it misses. Shot clock erased. 26 seconds for Manor to paint a picture for their folks back home in eastern Pennsylvania. Double guarded. Roach. No good. The one time that Manor needed the three-point shooter to get the job done, they're unable. 10 seconds left. Manor goes in for the foul, and they get it. Dion comes in. And if they make two, this game could be over with a two-possession lead. The foul is called against Dion with 10.5 seconds to play. Both teams are now over the double bonus threshold. Wow. Good stuff here. Remember, Mercer went 0 for 2 on their last free throw set, but now it's Parrish who makes the first. Could feel a sigh of relief on that Mercer bench. Some folks tilting their heads back. And with 10.5 seconds left, if this shot is good, you can see Levy standing right next to the referee. If this shot is good, game could be over here. He's got it. And Levy calls a timeout. They only have one 30-second timeout left. They call it. 10 seconds, 4-point lead. Mercer could have this one, 78-74. Well, they're playing You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch over the loudspeakers. And Mercer, they're not exactly wearing the shade of green that the Grinch wore, but Mercer's chances of winning this game just got 3 sizes larger. 10.5 seconds left. Some clutch free throw shooting by Drew Parrish gave the Vikings a 4-point lead. Deep down the court for Manor. 8 seconds. All alone. Basket good, and now Manor calls a timeout. So the back and forth struggle continues as Cooper makes the basket. It is a full timeout with 6 seconds to play. So Mahan talks it over. We have one more break, and we'll be right back. So Manor burned their last timeout. Both teams are out now. 5.9 seconds on the board. It is a 78-76 lead for the Mercer Vikings. Again, they led by 16 points in this one. In the second half, they led by 5 at halftime. They led by 16, I think, with about 10 minutes left. And then Manor turned on the Jets, had an 8-0 run, tied the game. They have not taken the lead in this stretch, but here we go. Mercer, got to imagine some fouls are down the stretch here. He's going along the baseline. He's running out of time. He's got it. An immediate foul. Only took 0.6 of a second off the board. And it's 5.3 now as Mercer will go back to the line. It looks like it will be Green to shoot. And if you remember, Torrin Green, who is going to go here to shoot these 2 shots, missed the last 2. The last 2 times he was at the line. So it's almost strategic. Iridovo throws it to Green. And there you go. He missed it. Manor's going to call a timeout. This is kind of their equivalent of icing the kicker, if you will, except in this case, they're icing the free throw shooter. We mentioned, though, we do have some more games this weekend. If you're anybody who's familiar with these 4 teams, Mercer, Manor, Eastern, and RCSJ, we do have all 5 games this weekend on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Later on tonight is the Eastern Vikings. That's a high school in Camden County. That's the Eastern Eagles and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. And then after that, 12 noon tomorrow, Mercer and RCSJ, women's basketball. And then we've got the consolation game, the third place game at 2, and the championship game at 4 o'clock, depending on who wins and loses these first 2 games. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Maddox Marker on the production. If you'd like to make a contribution to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send us anything you'd like on our Venmo at DW Broadcasting. No spaces, no hyphens. Again, not required by any means. It's free to watch every Dan Wilkins Broadcasting live stream, but it is, of course, appreciated. Manor did have I think it was a 30-second timeout left. I think that was the last one they used. So I think, we haven't been counting at home, to be honest, but I believe that now all timeouts are accounted for. But the tail of the tape, Green with 23 points, Roach with 29 for Manor. That shot missed. We talked about it there. Ball came out. Manor couldn't get it. And that opportunity slipped away. The ball went right through the hands of Roach. And kind of what's it called? What's going on here? They're going to switch. I couldn't tell what was going on there, but James is going to get switched out for the inbound. Back to Iridovo. You're seeing, referee is talking there. They're making sure everybody's on the same page. 3.5 seconds left. They're going to let this one. He was able to evade him, or not for too long, but he now has 1.3 seconds left. I thought he might have missed that. But the referees are saying that Manor did get a piece of him. It's the 4th foul against Nwobu. But this is the phenomenon where the last 2 minutes of a basketball game takes 20. But now you are back to Parrish, and he makes it. Again, that's why they didn't give it to Green. Green was 0 for 4 on his last free throw shots, and now if this shot goes, game's over. Good. Mercer, 80. Manor, 76. He stepped over the line. Manor stepped over the line. It is a violation on the inbound, and Manor wasn't going to win this one anyway, but Mercer takes one more hit to the nail with the hammer on the head, and Iridovo will let this one run out the clock. The final score in the first round of the Roadrunner Classic here in Gloucester County, the Mercer Vikings 80 and the Manor Blue Jays 76. A great game that had Mercer up by 16 at one point in the second half, and they're able to survive with a late second half push. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for Game 2 of this twin bill between the Eastern Eagles and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. I'm Dan Wilkins. Thanks to Maddox Marker for joining me today. We'll be back in just a little bit.